Do you have a day job?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a substitute teacher.
You're actually a substitute teacher? Okay.
Yes.
I heard you tell a joke about that the other day, and I was like, is he for real?
I don't tell jokes. I tell truth.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you're a substitute teacher. That's so cool. It was actually my dream to be a substitute teacher when I was a kid.
No.
I wanted to be a pop star or an actress, and then a substitute teacher on the side because I did love playing teacher, you know.
Like Hannah Montana or something? Like
Yeah, like I legit, my dream was like, I want to be a star, but I'd still like to be able to do, and this was before Hannah Montana came out. Anyway, my point is substitute teaching seems great because it's like you don't have to deal with the kids all year, but you can pop in and like get a little feel of writing on a whiteboard and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. But it's always, I don't know. I mean, the beginning of like the school year is always the weirdest when like you don't really know your classmates or the teacher too well. And then like you get into a groove where everyone knows what's going on. So being a substitute teacher, you're always like, what's up, random people? And they're like, who's this random guy?
That's so true.
So it's not, I think you avoided, but yeah.
I'm thankful that didn't end up being my path.
No, it's not. It's not my path either. It's just what I'm doing.
Right.
Like it's not. This is an accident. My life is an accident. This is all. Even this.
How did you end up substitute teaching?
I don't know. You can just do it without really having to try if you have. Okay. Yeah, you can just do it.
So you didn't have to get like a teaching degree and do 7 years of teaching.
No,
they really don't give a fuck.
I mean, I've been in and out of like different jobs and stuff and doing substitute teaching and stuff, but like that's what I'm doing right now. But what I like about it is it's short days. You know, you get off at like 3:00. You don't have to really do anything. You can just kind of sit there and babysit and then work on whatever you want to work on and just tell them to do what they're supposed to do or put the movie on or whatever. Because as a substitute teacher, you're not really teaching. You know,
right. You're just there to make sure no one dies.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'm a writer. I lucked out. It's kind of weird to say writer because I'm not like a novelist. I just do online writing. Right now I do a lot of slideshows. So like, you know those slideshows you see online, like 30 celebrities who just keep getting hotter. I write those.
Really?
Yeah. And I've been doing that for a couple years.
30 celebrities who just keep getting hotter?
Yeah, the one I'm writing right now. So what's his name? He's a great example of this.
Oh, Paul Rudd?
Paul Rudd, that's a great one. Yes. He doesn't age. So he would be a great candidate for a slideshow like that. And I do so many, it's like any variation you could think of. Yeah. I've probably written a slideshow like that. Like I did like
Do you do quizzes?
No, we tried to get into that. It didn't really work. I tried doing it one time with I tried comparing the Patrick Mahomes with the San Francisco Giants quarterback who was like pretty hot back in a couple years ago. I was going to say back in the day, like it wasn't 2 years ago. But that was a quiz where I was like, who has the better hair? Yeah. Yeah, and it was like a pre-Super Bowl thing. We were going to try to be cute. Like, basically BuzzFeed is the idea we're going for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But does this just pop up on people's internet browsers?
So, yeah, it's like, we don't really put it out on the internet. We have like other techie people Russians? Who know how to do it. Probably. They don't talk
Russian
to me.
Bots?
It's funny. The content team, we're just like, they're like, you guys just make the stuff. We'll take care of it. There's numbers and data you won't understand. And so I'm just like, okay. So yeah, they pop it up on the internet.
Facebook?
I don't know if Facebook would be on there. We're closely linked with Taboola, which you might have seen. You can see where it's like Taboola ads, it'll say often.
And then wait, what's the goal of that? So you get somebody to click on it, and then they read who the 30 hottest old guys are or whatever.
Yes, Pierce Brosnan. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah. So, yeah, the whole idea is basically this crazy internet shit where it's like the longer they stay on the page and the longer they can like see an ad they might pass by or of course, if they click on an ad, that would be fantastic. But it's like the longer they stay on the page, they somehow know all of that shit.
Yeah.
And that somehow makes us money. Like, which to me, I just don't get, but it's cool, kind of.
Yeah, you're like a, what do you call it? Like a money laundering company?
A little bit. It's
No.
weird. We're like we're stealing people's attention.
Stealing people's attention. Wait, let's think about this. How do you make money? Okay, you steal people's attention. They
Right.
look at it.
I promise them an exciting piece of information.
Yeah.
They take their time to click on it.
Uh-huh.
So I stole their attention.
Right.
And then the longer that they try to figure out what they want to find on there, the more money we make.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know, it's great. I feel like I'm in a sleazy world, and it's great.
You do?
Yeah, like it's weird that I'm in this business of, it feels very meaningless sometimes to write these slideshows and articles. Because you're like, what am I doing?
But do you like doing it?
I do, because I've come to realize that I don't care about doing something meaningful in that sense, because now it's like my bread and butter or my money maker while I pursue what I'm actually passionate about, which is kind of like what you're saying about subbing. Because I wasn't having an easy time finding a writing job until a couple years ago. Like, so I lucked out with this one, and now I use it as just like a steady thing while I try to do comedy and stuff.
Yeah, writing seems cool. I don't know, it doesn't sound too sleazy to me because I don't know the details really. I mean, attention, like, isn't all entertainment attention? What's the difference between what you're doing there and what you do as a stand-up comedian?
That's so true. I think, to me, I realized, like, I don't really actually feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I think the reason I think like that is my older brother worked in a similar industry like a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And he would always be like, I can't believe, like, I'm not
It's a
doing
family
something.
business.
Yes. I wish. If we ran that shit, we'd be millionaires. But he was like, I feel so bad about, not doing something good for the world. And I've come to realize that I don't care about that stuff. Like, I'm like, I want to make money.
Fuck the world, right?
Yeah. I don't care if these people have laptops and I make them click on my slideshow. Who the fuck cares? But he's much more like a better person than I think. I just don't care that much.
Well, I think it's like at a different. There's different levels to it, because like if you take that mentality into like, selling kindergartners heroin or something, like
that would be
then
bad.
you would feel guilty about it, probably, right? Or no?
I think I'd probably feel bad about that. If I were part of like big pharma, I might start having some feelings where I'm like,
yeah.
But this is so it's
different
so
levels,
low
and
stakes.
it's people's choosing, and what's the alternative? They watch Netflix instead and watch whatever stupid shit's on there. Like,
exactly. And
it's
we're
just-
good people.
It's entertainment, but maybe there is some darkness that I'm missing.
No, it's on it. It's it's capitalism, baby. It's like the fact that we can make money by doing such a weird, simple thing is cool. I like it.
Is it the information? Are we selling the people's information? We find out what hot guys they like, and then companies want that. Is that it?
No, that would be incredible, though. I'm sure there must be some things that are like, they know.
Is there other ads on your articles, like on maybe clicking on your writings has other ads that people pay for?
That's basically what it is. Like, if they go on a website where we put up a bunch of slideshows, this outside company will put the ads in, and they pay us based on how many people click their ads through our articles. So sometimes we did it with Amazon a couple of times, which was cool because that felt like big, like Amazon. But it'd be like, I did a couple articles about Amazon products, and it would be cool if you actually could help a business sell through that. I don't know. The coolest thing I did was I wrote an article about Kill Tony in 2020, and that was like actually the start of how I ended up moving to Austin. Because at the time I was just a big fan of Kill Tony, and I wrote this like article just obsessing over it. And
Where were you living?
I was living in Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh yeah.
Because that's where I went to college. But my family is from Los Angeles. So I was like, I just decided I was obsessed with Kill Tony, and I'd never actually been. So I visited home, went to the Comedy Store, got on the show, and then wrote an article about it. It was
Really?
dope. Yeah. It was
Where are you from in LA?
Calabasas.
Nice.
Are you from California?
Yeah, I'm from Santa Clarita.
Oh my God. We've probably talked about that.
No, we haven't.
We haven't? Cool.
Not that I know. I mean, maybe we have and we both forgot.
Remind me, Santa Clarita. That's north of Los Angeles? Is it near
Yeah, of Calabasas, I think it's northeast a little bit. But yeah, it's like up the 5 freeway, Six Flags, Magic Mountain.
Okay.
That's Santa Clarita.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love Six Flags.
Yeah, that's what we're known for.
That's so cool. I
And
can't
you're
believe
known
it.
for
We're
the
known-
Kardashians.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah, we're cool. Like we're known for. Well, now we're known for like TikTokers. They're all going there, and it's becoming a hellhole, I think.
They get like big mansions in Calabasas.
That's what I've heard. Like, I think a lot of stars, young stars, are moving to Calabasas probably because they're like, Kylie Jenner was there and it worked for her. So,
Do you have a mansion?
did we?
Yeah.
No, I wish. I wish we did.
Is that rude to ask someone?
I don't think so. I would totally ask that question.
Like, is it rude to ask someone if they're rich?
I don't think so, because if they are rich, then it's like, who cares, you know? So my thing with Calabasas, my family was there when I was born in 95. So they got their house early, you know?
Yeah.
We didn't have one of the fancier houses. It was just like a regular 2-story, totally, you know, middle class.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I started like getting into middle school and stuff, that's when the Kardashians started getting more popular, and I never really realized how wealthy the people around me were because I was so used to it. But it was a thing of like, I still fantasize about having a big mansion because I would go to my friend's house and they'd just have, you know, their parents are like producers or fucking, I don't know, set designers, and they have the coolest houses, giant pools.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, this is just normal, right? Like,
Yeah.
I remember asking my dad when I was in like 3rd grade, I was like, are we rich? We have like at least $1 million, right? And I remember he was like very uncomfortable with this stuff.
So yeah, it's not a good question to ask people then.
Probably not your dad.
Yeah. But what about a stranger asking your dad? Like, what if I met your dad and then into the conversation level, so are you rich? That'd be a little uncomfortable.
I would love to just see that. I would love for you to ask my dad, like, are you rich? And just see how he responded. Because my dad's very sweet and gentle. So I think he'd probably be like, well, no, you know, I'm just happy. I love the Lord and I'm rich in love, you know?
But then on the car ride home, he'd be like, what the fuck did that guy, what was he asking me? What was that about?
No, my dad, he's such a gentle, he'd be like, the guys seems like a nice, well-rounded young man, you know, substitute teaching, cares about the youth.
He's a good Christian man. You grew up Christian?
I grew up Jewish. My dad's he looks so Jewish. He's so Jewy, but
Wait, where did I get Christian from?
I said he loves the Lord. He became a
the
born-again Christian like 9 years ago. So he's a Lord-loving daddy now.
But the Lord is Jewish as well, right?
Yeah, so he wasn't as into the Lord when he was a Jew. Now that he discovered the Bible and he was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he got the second part.
Yeah.
He only had the first part, and he was like, it doesn't make sense. But then the sequel that really brought him around.
Yeah, he's like, there was never quite a finished ending, and he loves it. He's like, he's very proud of like his Jewish roots. So he's like, Jesus was a Jew. And I'm like, yeah, Dad.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I was just talking about somebody who was like used to be Jewish, and now they're Christian,
Really?
and they're like ashamed of being Jewish and would like kind of deny it. But I was like talking to my other friend, and I was like, I feel like I would have the take that your dad would have, and be like, oh, Jesus was a Jew. It's like it's a quirky little thing or whatever. I don't know.
I would think so too, because if you love Jesus and Jesus practiced Judaism, I don't understand that whole thing, because I wasn't raised Christian, so I legit didn't know anything about the Bible till I took a class in college. Like, I didn't know shit.
Wait, when did he find Jesus?
He found Jesus, I think it was like maybe 2012. I was still in high school. It was kind of a secret. It was like...
It was a secret?
Not a secret, but he wasn't like talking about it. And then there was like... It was almost like he was coming out, you know? Like, I remember like when he came out as loving Jesus,
Yeah.
it all changed. Like, it was crazy.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry.
Why are you doing this to the family, Dad? I just don't understand.
Honestly, like, I'd always sensed that there was something a little different about him. I was like, I don't know. This guy might love Jesus.
Oh.
This guy might be a Jesus freak. And then he came out and it's like he's himself, you know?
Yeah.
He always has been.
He's still your dad?
He's still my dad. It doesn't matter who he loves. Love is love.
Yeah. Well, I would think that, when you become a Christian, aren't you supposed to preach the word? You're supposed to be a gospel giver guy of God. Aren't you supposed to spread the good word? Isn't that part of it?
I think so, because he does spread the good word.
Oh, he does. It just took him a while to get to the comfortability.
Oh yeah, it's like every year it's like a little more intense. Like every
really?
conversation we have, he'll drop a few more quotes about Jesus. It's kind of, I find it fascinating. My brothers find it irritating sometimes, but I love to hear my dad just go off about how much he loves Jesus.
Were your parents divorced?
They divorced when I was a freshman in college, which was around the time my dad came out as gay for Jesus. So
damn. So your mom wasn't with it. He was like,
she
was
was
like me or Jesus.
So when it started happening, I was a senior in high school, and my mom was like,
because she's Jewish as well, but you were all no. Oh.
My mom was raised Christian, so we celebrated Christmas and stuff. Like we were bad Jews.
Yeah.
I had a bat mitzvah. I joke about it all the time. But my mom was pissed. My mom's a little crazy, so.
Good crazy or bad?
Bad. Sometimes good in the right situation, but for the most part, still love her.
Yeah.
But she was not happy with Jesus, and my dad was legit. I remember he was like, I want to give 10% of my income to my church. And my mom was like, fuck that. And then she was trying to tell me, she was like, I think your dad, she's like, I think your dad might have like a brain tumor. He's acting crazy. And I was like, you're crazy. And I was just, I'm going to college. I'm like, I'm trying to live my own life, not fucking deal with my dad's transition.
Yeah.
So anyway, he ended up leaving her because she wouldn't accept Jesus, which is kind of crazy. I was like, of all reasons for my dad to leave my mom, the fact that she didn't want to accept Jesus was the last one on the list for me. I'm like, dude, you should have gotten out of there way earlier. Love you, Mom. Shout out, Mom. I hope I didn't make this weird.
No, this is fascinating to me.
She'll never see it, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And if she does, whatever.
Well, maybe we'll get like a rebuttal. I feel like it's my right to ask her to be on the podcast so she can share her side of the story.
That would be amazing. She'd be like, Catie was always out of control. She didn't listen. Talking back.
Did you get in trouble a lot growing up? Were you a rebel?
I wasn't. I was terrified of my mom, so I never did anything. My parents didn't have to tell me, like, don't do drugs, don't drink, because I could feel, like, if I did anything out of line, it wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to do shit. I was a really good kid, like, on the surface level. The worst thing I did was, like, my mom, I was in high school, and she wouldn't let me, like, take my laptop to bed with me to, like, do whatever. So I would have to
watch porn.
I did go through a big porn phase. Thank God I had an iPod Touch. That was my biggest rebellion. I'm like 99% sure my parents probably heard it a few times, and I'm really devastated about that. Did you ever get caught watching porn, or?
No, thankfully. Thankfully, no.
Do you have a good relationship with your parents?
Yeah, we watch porn together. We're great family.
See, I'm jealous of that. That's really how you know you're close.
I caught them watching porn a bunch of times, and then I was like, "Hey, what are you doing watching that without me?"
They're like, "Ah, come on, come on in, buddy."
But the bad part is my parents are going to see this, so I might have to cut that part out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they watch your podcast and support you?
I don't know if they do. I don't think they really do. I mean, they have before, but...
Nico's parents, you are...
They pick and choose. They'll look at the cover photo and they'll see Catie Housman, and so they'll do what they'll do, I guess, if they watch or not, you know.
I hope they approve.
Yeah. No, yeah, I have a great relationship with my parents.
That's good.
Sorry.
I have good relationships with my parents too. They're just weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean my
Sorry.
parents are weird. I mean everyone's weird, right? That's what you realize.
I think so. Yeah.
Like I remember like being a kid, you kind of think adults are like all normal, but then as you get older and you're like, whoa, everybody's fucking weird, right?
That's such a good way to put it. Yeah, you're like, wait, I thought you guys had it together.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on? Like, are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
It is.
And do you feel like it's getting crazier? Like do you feel like I feel like if I was born a while ago, maybe I would still think people had it more together. I don't know.
Born in like the 70s or something?
Whatever time. I just feel like exponentially it's just getting crazier and crazier, and people are getting crazier.
I think,
like
yeah.
if you didn't have, you know, your eye touch, or if you didn't have this or that, it makes, I think we get crazier. The internet, all of that, I think it all makes us crazier. Or it maybe not makes you crazier, but it lets you just put your craziness to use more.
I think, yeah, I agree. It's like we're not any different as human beings than we were years ago.
But it's just out there more. You have Facebook, you put crazy shit on Instagram. Like you wouldn't know that your aunt was crazy maybe if she didn't have Facebook.
That's so true.
Right?
Yeah. Now you know everybody.
Yeah.
You know every one of your friends' opinions, your family's opinions. I do. It's definitely crazier. I've come to this place where I'm like, I think everyone's like sick in some way. And so I like most people a lot, and I'm okay with them being sick, but I'm like, this world is insane. I just got to like protect myself and make sure I'm good. Try to interact with people that feel safe. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's okay.
I don't know. Lately I've been feeling this thing of like, I used to be very afraid of adulthood growing up. Like I thought it was going to be really scary and hard. And now I'm like, oh, it's okay. Everyone's a little crazy and you figure it out.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, you were talking to some crazy people over there, right? Were they crazy or no?
Yeah, they were either on drugs or just living life. That guy was like, I think he was like in a wheelchair. Did you see him?
Yeah.
And they were just talking to each other. They're like, I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. And then he was like, she's ready. And I was like, yeah, I'm ready. And then he was like, let's bump elbows because you wipe your ass with your hand. And so the elbow's clean. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's kind of the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
And but I just went with it, you know, we bumped elbows a few times and he kept asking me if I was ready. And I was like, yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was very enthusiastic. I love weirdos. I love that kind of stuff.
So yeah, you're like, they're crazy, but it's okay. They're harmless crazy.
Yeah, I love people that just like are nice. That's like the fundamental thing. If someone's just nice, even if they're acting whack, if they want to just have a good silly time.
What's acting whack?
Like just like doing something like that, just talking to a stranger and being like, let's fucking bump elbows. It's like, yeah, life is fucking weird. Let's do weird shit like that.
Yeah.
Like we should just do something weird that has never been done before. What have you never done on this boat? Like a fist bump or anything. It could be simple.
Oh, yeah.
Or we can elbow bump like that guy.
See, I think if we elbow bumped, we'd end up in the water.
That would be bad.
I think something nice to do would be like, have you ever gotten into primal cries or anything like that?
I have never done that.
Do you know what it is?
Not really. I think I have a vague idea.
I don't know if it's called that, but it's something primal shout it. Like I think there's a thing where people go into the woods and they'll like do something like that, but really let it out. But maybe that's not good to do in public.
No, I think we should. That's funny because that's exactly where my mind went. I was like, we should just scream something weird. Just like create a moment that's never been created before.
Wow.
Or do you ever just like say a sentence that you're like, that's never been said before?
No.
Okay. Well.
No, yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
What do you think you have a sentence you never said before?
Yeah.
Or you could say one?
Like, the buildings to my left are... Fuck, I fucked that up. Hold on.
Okay.
Do you think if I tipped this kayak over, my dad would no longer love Jesus?
Yeah, that's probably never been said before.
Such a simple sentence, but like what scenario?
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm.
I get that a lot.
You should write that down.
If I tipped this kayak.
Should we do a primal scream?
I think we should. Do you have any feelings that have been building up lately that you need to like let out?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Do we need to like...
Do you think someone would call the cops?
I don't think...
Because I was just about to scream I hate you to you.
Oh!
But it was more to scream to myself. But I can't really... Have you ever tried to like scream towards yourself? It's like... you can't really do it.
Like
you can only go forward. And your face is always behind your voice.
Now that's like 3 sentences I don't think have ever been said before. I have never thought of screaming to myself.
Yeah. I mean, you could scream to like a different part of your body, but you can't really scream to your face.
Yeah, unless you're in a mirror.
A mirror.
And then it's not even really you, it's just your reflection.
Right.
Yeah, I think you can scream you hate. I don't think anyone would call the cops.
So I want to do my primal scream, but I see these people and I'm like, I don't want to startle them. I wanted to hear about your bat mitzvah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I would
fun?
love to talk about... I haven't talked about this. Oh. My bat mitzvah was actually so much fun. It's like... It's such a weird thing. Growing up in Calabasas, I don't know, did you have a really Jewish community in Santa Clarita?
No, but I went to a bat mitzvah once.
Okay. So it was crazy because like everyone around me was Jewish. So it was like a common thing where it's like you'd go to Hebrew school but no one gave a fuck.
These birds are scary, huh?
They are scary, right?
They're like dinosaur birds.
They are. I feel like I'm in the land before time.
They will fuck you up.
That bird wants to fuck. Yeah, I'm pretty good at bird calls. That one is saying, fuck me, fuck me. He's like peacocking.
I need I need somebody to be on a separate... I need a producer who has a camera who can point to things, you know?
Yeah. I'll be your producer if you ever want. I'm serious.
I don't know how it would work, though.
I could just go in a separate kayak and like get distant shot.
Yeah, that would be nice, actually, because you could flip to another camera of...
I could just be chilling the whole time. I wouldn't have any idea what you guys were saying, but I just take like cool glamour shots.
Well, maybe you could have like a headset and like access to this audio or something like that.
How funny would that be? Yeah, it's like imagine Joe Rogan, but Jamie's just on a boat floating.
Right.
He's like, "Could you Google that, Katie?" And I'd be like,
awesome.
"I got you."
Okay, yeah, you're hired.
Awesome.
Yeah,
this is great.
It's pays. I mean, I don't know how much we can pay you.
You can.
But
I'm
mean,
totally
starting 90K a year. Is that good?
Dude, that sounds great.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say just pay me in friendship, but 90K sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have friends?
Yeah, I do. I have friends.
That's good.
Do you have friends?
Yeah. Yeah, but friends also gets different when you get older.
Yeah.
And once you move away, like I'm sure you got friends in Calabasas and Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
You miss them?
I do. It's strange. I used to feel very sad about the fact that like the first friend group you had isn't going to last forever. But I've now moved. This is like the second big move I've made in my life to Austin. So I kind of had moving to Kansas, I kind of learned like, oh, there's cool people everywhere and friends really do come and go or come and stay. Some of my closest friends, like the ones that I actually think are going to make it all the way through my life, are the ones I talk to the least. It's weird.
Huh.
Because like if you can like catch up with each other and it doesn't matter how long it's been and it's still cool, I'm like, okay, that's a real friendship.
Yeah. What school did you go to in Kansas City?
University of Kansas, Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, KU.
I thought that's in Lawrence.
It is, yeah.
Is that close to Kansas City?
Yeah, it's like a 40-minute drive.
Oh, okay.
But I never went to Kansas City until the year after I graduated. So I went back to California for a bit, and then I moved to Kansas City because I missed my friends so much.
You never went even visited?
I did. I think literally one time I visited the city. I know.
How does that happen?
I can't tell you what a fucking like isolated dork I was in college.
Really?
People wouldn't recognize me now because like I think I seem pretty social now.
Were you goth?
No, I was just like a nothing. I just wanted to like float through life unnoticed, and I was so scared of people.
Really?
Had like crippling social anxiety.
Damn.
Also, my dad had just come out as religious, and my parents got divorced, so weird shit was happening.
Oh yeah.
I missed my hometown friends so much, and so yeah, I didn't do shit.
So in high school, that's interesting because usually I hear a lot of people who are like in high school, they're super shy, and then they get to college and they're like,
I know, right?
But you had the reverse.
I literally had the reverse.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you think about when you went to school, like, fuck, I'm going to go back to California?
I did.
When you were a freshman, did you just be in your dorm room and cry all day?
I had never experienced anything like it. Like, I had never been so fucked up and, like, mentally. Because I'd lived in the same house my entire life. Then I moved to fucking Kansas.
Yeah.
And realized I had no social skills because I'd always had the same friend group. And then, yeah. So I just went into this weird state of like isolation. I partied a little bit, but it just never felt right. And then after college, when I moved into my first apartment, then I started my party phase. So I was just like a little bit behind.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of going nuts in college, I went nuts after college.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you still nuts or no?
I am a little bit less nuts because now I'm sober from alcohol. So by default, I'm less nuts.
Yeah.
But if I were still drinking, I'd be really nuts probably.
Oh, yeah. So it got to a point where it was like getting a little too crazy.
Yeah, basically it's just I pushed it too far. Now if I drink, it's like it would take me so much to even reach a point where I feel good that it's not even worth it anymore.
Oh, it was like it just kept you just kept having to get drunker and drunker.
Yeah, which is weird because now I know that's like the progression of alcoholism. Like, it will just keep getting worse. You
get your tolerance up, right?
Yeah, and then there's some shit that goes on in your brain like if you stop for 10 years, the next time you drink, you'll still drink. You'll want to drink just as much as you did 10 years ago, which is like the craziest thing. Like your brain doesn't forget, your body doesn't forget.
Whoa.
You're just fucked for life.
So how long has it been for you?
I am 205 days now.
Whoa. Hey, good for you. Good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Is that weird to say?
No, I love it. I think I'm very happy with it. I'm lucky. I know a lot of people struggle. They're like, I don't want to be sober. I had a couple like early starts in the past couple years where I was like, still like, this sucks. But just being in Austin, it's fucking dope. I love it. I don't need to drink anymore the way I used to.
And how many days ago did you move to Austin?
I moved in February, like a week before the snowpocalypse. I was here.
That's like the same time I came.
Really?
Yeah.
And did you come from California?
Yeah.
Did you go to school out there?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Santa Barbara.
You went to when did you graduate?
2019.
Dude, I know so many people who went to Santa Barbara.
I only went there for 2 years, so I did community college for 2 years, then I transferred.
Oh, okay.
So
that's the way to do it.
Is it? But I don't know. I was always jealous of people who went to college as a freshman. You get a dorm, you meet all these people who want to make friends and stuff. When you go as a junior, it's like everybody's just doing what they've been doing, and it's like you're like, hey, I'm new, and everyone's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Not exactly, but I got lucky. I made some friends and stuff, but
good. I could see you at UC Santa Barbara. I applied there and I didn't get in.
Oh, yeah.
My grades were not good in high school.
Me neither.
Oh, that's why you did. So when I wanted to leave KU, I thought about doing the same thing. I was like, I'll just go to community college and then do a UC.
Yeah.
If I had gotten into a UC, I probably wouldn't have even gone to Kansas.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's if you go to community college for 2 years, you take all your dumb classes or whatever, you can like go anywhere, which is nice.
Looking back, I'm like, that's the way to do it. It's so crazy. People were so obsessive in high school, like, you got to get into a good college. Like, it felt like your life was going to be screwed if you didn't.
I know, yeah. That's what I see when I go to, like, when I'm substitute teaching now. It's like a trip, and you see how kids are talking about college and stuff now, and I just want to be like, just don't go.
Right? Dude.
But not. I mean, for some people, it is what it is for them, but.
Yeah, I am so thankful that I'm no longer in that time. Because
really?
that's what I mean. You know when I said, like, I was scared adulthood was going to be terrible?
Yeah.
That's part of it. Like, living in this weird little high school society where you're like, if you don't get into UC Davis, your life is a mess. Like, that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful to be like, oh, I went to the goddamn University of Kansas and it's all good.
Yeah. No, that's a great school, right? Like people love that school.
They do. Especially in Kansas and Missouri, it's like you can't go anywhere without seeing just a ton of people repping it. It's sweet.
People
I like
say
that.
Lawrence. I was just talking to this guy I met the other day, and he's from Kansas, and he was like, Lawrence is like a mini Austin in some ways.
It is kind of truly mini. Like,
never been there.
Very liberal. Like one street in the whole town that's active. It's cute though. It's so cute. It was a good place to like learn to be an adult. Like, it felt safe there.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
Wait, so you're living in Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
And you were like doing comedy there at all?
I started there. I did improv there for like a year and a half. Hardcore.
In college?
No, I started in 2018. I was such a late bloomer. And then did that for a couple years. Then COVID hit, and that's when I tried stand-up in Kansas City. And then a couple months after that, I moved to Austin, and I was like, okay, this is the deal.
How was it going in Kansas City?
It was a really good place to start. My first open mic was on like a pickup truck, and honestly, I really believe like the Midwest is just full of a certain kind of kindness that I really respond well to.
Yeah.
And they, of course, so they made me feel like so welcomed when I entered that scene. And then it was very small. COVID was still like kicking their asses. When I moved down here, it was like, okay, everyone's out. I couldn't believe Missouri was like more restrictive than, I don't know. But anyway, comedy was good out there, but of course nothing like here. Like, there was one bar I would go to like once a week.
Yeah.
And this is like, I can't even believe how much opportunity we have here.
Yeah.
Where'd you start comedy?
I lived in Reno for a couple months, and I started there. I did it for like a month and a half. Then COVID hit. Took a year off. Moved back to California with my parents. Then I was like, I should leave here and do comedy again.
So you're kind of recently. Would you say you started really this year?
Yeah, pretty much. Because once I moved here in February, it was like back to nothing. And I went to my first open mic and bombed the shit out of me. And
that's kind of how I felt too, because I really only had like a month or two in Kansas City.
Yeah. Getting my feet wet.
Here was really where it like began. Like this is what an open mic is.
Yeah.
It's fun though.
It is.
I think it's fun. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Last night I bombed so fucking hard. I wanted to kill myself.
Oh.
Yeah. But I didn't, so.
Where was it?
Buzzmill.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you were on the regular list?
Yeah.
And what happened? I'm curious. Unless you don't want to talk about it, we can just primal scream.
I think I don't know. That's why like I was trying some new jokes out, and then they weren't going well, so I was like, all right, I'll give them the hitters. These work. And then those didn't work.
That's the worst feeling.
And
when
I was
you're like,
just up there.
This will work. And they're just like, nope. You're just up there.
Yeah, and I felt like one of the jokes I said like got taken the wrong way or something like that.
Can you tell me what it was?
Yeah, well, it's like...
So an N-word walks in.
That's actually kind of what it is.
Uh-oh.
No, it's... So when I tried it before, it worked really well. And it's... maybe you were... I don't know if you were there. But at the Roma room, I tried it like 2 other times. But basically talking about... depression, and then saying that like stand-up comedians think they're depressed and stuff, but it's like not that. Sorry, it's kind of long, but basically,
no, I love it.
Basically, I was saying how being a stand-up comic, there's like no risk involved. Like depressed people will do, or I was comparing it to like people. Other people on a talent show doing crazy shit, like they're depressed. Like we're perfectly safe up here on stage. But then I said like until I do my N-word bit, then it's like risky. But I feel like people took that as like I had one and I was about to do it, or so. I was like, but that was like my joke that it's risky if you do a.
That's funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
But you got to convince some
fan.
other. You got to convince some other people.
I'll come in the crowd next time and be like, this is good.
Yeah. I think it worked better with the comedians because they know the context more and how like that's been a thing going on.
I've gotten over it, but I was traumatized by bombing at the Lucky Duck a few months ago. It was like the worst bomb I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
And it tore me apart. And I didn't go back there for a while because I was like scared. I did end up going back and I did the same bit and it worked. And I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
But it was rough.
Yeah.
It was really rough. I was like, just like 5 minutes straight of nothing. And I was like, I'm not worthy of anything.
Yeah, that's tough. Man, it's tough sometimes. But sometimes it's not tough.
Sometimes it's not tough.
That's good.
It is. I thought it might be worse, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, because I've listened for years, to my favorite comedians talking about, like, this is a really terrifying industry and you're going to bomb 1,000 times. And I was like, okay. I think it's good that I had that going in. I'm like, okay, you'll probably bomb a lot. Like, just be ready. So it wasn't like a surprise, like, oh, you can be bad at this sometimes. It's like, this is part of it.
Yeah.
But it still hurts like fuck.
I guess it just feels like worse when you feel like you're like making progression and then you like feel like you take a step backwards or something and you're just like, wait, what?
Yes.
Like I thought this was good.
I think that's been the worst feeling for me is thinking I have something good and then it doesn't go well. Because if I'm like kind of like, I just kind of wrote this, I'm fucking around, whatever. But if it's something where I'm like, oh, this is funny, they're like, no, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I'm questioning everything now.
But so you like it being here in Austin and stuff?
I love it. I feel blessed. Yeah. I think it also coincides with getting sober, probably. It's like my life is more manageable. My head's more clear. I'm not hungover all the time.
Yeah.
So that helps. But I love it. I absolutely love the people I'm meeting. I love being busy as hell. Like, if I feel like I have like a million things to do, I think that's my best state mentally.
Really?
Yeah, if I have downtime, I kind of spiral. I'm not good at just chilling sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe me too. Is that do you think you're supposed to know how to chill? Or you're supposed to just not chill for the rest of your life?
I think I can chill, but I don't like chilling unless I feel like I've done enough. Like I need to feel like I'm accomplishing things. I'm starting to realize I think that's something about comedy I love is like this is a never-ending task and you could just continually improve.
Yeah.
There's like this could go on forever if we want to. And I think I like that. I'm like, oh, a never-ending thing.
Yeah. On
my agenda. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a positive thing. Sometimes I look at it like it overwhelms me. I'm like I always feel behind. I'm like there's always something I could be doing writing wise or going to a mic or something. I'm like,
dude, I feel that way too. That's why I feel like I have to do as much as possible because then I'm like, okay, I'm trying. Because if I'm not doing anything, I'm like, I just look at everyone else who's doing something and I'm like, they're doing it right. I suck. It's too much comparison.
Oh yeah, comparison's the devil. That'll get you.
Yeah.
You just gotta do your own thing.
Yeah, sometimes I have to like not go on Instagram for a while because I'll get like, I'm happy for other people, but I'll get down on myself for not doing enough if I see too much going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I wish I could just not have Instagram, but it always feels so necessary. Is it?
I think it's probably a smart thing if you need to be marketed. Like your podcast, right?
Yeah,
like
what am I going to do?
Has to be out there.
I can't hand out DVDs, right?
I was looking at your Instagram and I noticed it's all the podcast, right? Yeah. Mostly. So you don't really do like personal stuff as much. Like you don't post like a selfie. Like it was all the boat.
I mean, who wants to see that? What am I going to do? Get in a bikini and take a selfie?
You'd be surprised, Nico. You'd be fucking surprised.
What am I going to do? Post a selfie? And say what? Hey, it's me again. Like, what?
I mean, it's so funny how many people do that. Like,
yeah, no, good for any. I'm not hating on anybody.
No, I'm not either. I just think it's interesting that you don't think that way. Like, that's just that people are so different. Like,
yeah,
you're not gonna post a picture of you in the mirror and be like, I don't know. That's fine.
Yeah,
but you wouldn't do it. So. No. I think you're doing it perfect. Like, you have all the podcast on there. You don't necessarily need, unless you wanted people to have, like, an invitation into your life.
Yeah, here's an invitation into my bathroom.
Yeah. You're more mysterious. You're like a mysterious podcaster type. Like, what does he do when he's not in the boat?
Well, you know what I think about is, like, and I overthink everything. Mm-hmm. But what is the purpose of posting anything?
To get attention, right?
Yeah.
I think I do that too. Like, if I'm about to post something, I'm like, am I doing this because do I just want attention? And then I eventually just came to a point where I was like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I want people to like my photo because it makes me feel validated.
Yeah. That's good that if you at least recognize it. So, yeah, if you're like, at least know what you're doing, I think that's healthy. And there's nothing wrong with it, you know? If you're like, hey, so. I need a booster upper. I need somebody to tell me that I look very cute today.
Yes. And that really that makes me feel better about it when I can admit that to myself, because in the past there would be like, oh yeah, you know, like I wouldn't know why I was posting things. And it's like, it's so much easier for me to just be like, yeah, I'm feeling a little low on like social acceptance. I would love to just feel cute for a second and get some love from friends. And it's girls are the best because like truly I think girls know if you like post a selfie, it's like, honey, I love you. It's like, you're doing great.
Yeah.
If you're having a bad time, it's all right.
But you gotta give it back, right? Like if I comment on your selfie, you better fucking come through when I post mine.
Fuck yeah. Because if they're not coming through, I'm like, okay, you're not getting comments anymore. Right. Thought like, you loved me.
In high school when girls would bring like birthday balloons on the girls' birthdays, but it's like, you better bring balloons on my birthday so everybody...
Yes. Did you have like girlfriends who would tell you that, or did you just observe that?
No, I just observed it.
Okay. That's so funny.
It was like a thing, like every girl's birthday, and it was like, which girls got like a ton of balloons, like everybody brought them like stuff, and it was weird. Dude, that was a weird thing.
That's the kind of stuff that it would embarrass me, but I did like care. I cared so. It would embarrass me that I felt bad when I didn't get like, that one friend didn't bring cupcakes.
Right.
I remember there was one birthday I had in high school where one of my best friends brought me cupcakes. She came through. And then my other best friend was sick. Mm-hmm. And so I only had the one best friend. And I remember being like furious that my other best friend had like gotten the flu because like she didn't get to come through on my birthday.
Dick move.
Seriously.
Fuck her.
Honestly, fuck her. Like, you weren't sick, bitch.
Yeah.
And I was pissed because I was like, now I look like a loser who didn't get birthday love. And everyone's going to notice, and they're all going to think I have no friends.
She could have at least, like, sent them or...
Yeah, like, have your mom run into school, give me the cupcakes and the balloons, and then she could go take care of you.
Yeah. But I guess I want the same thing by posting a clip of my podcast, and I want people to think I'm funny. I want people to think it's good. I want people to comment, be like, oh, this is so cool, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's the same thing, right? It's just a different...
I think so. We're like in an industry where, that's all we're doing. I want people to like me and my jokes.
But it's almost, it's kind of is it different for guys and girls, like what you post on Instagram and stuff?
I think so. I think there's a game to it all. If you're posting stuff for the purpose of like getting banged, that's a thing, you know?
Oh yeah?
Or if it's
thirst
like...
traps?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Because I feel like it's almost like more accepted for girls to post selfies and stuff.
Definitely. Which is kind of unfair. But I respect it when a guy will like feel themselves.
Really?
If somebody is feeling themselves in an authentic way and they're not trying to pass it off like, oh, I don't even care. If they're like, if that's just who they are, then I respect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it feels like contrived, it's a little weird. But yeah, then at the same time, I do that stuff. Like. But
like, okay, same picture on Instagram. One is like a girl in her bathroom in her like underwear bikini in the mirror selfie.
Yeah.
And then one is a guy with his shirt off taking a selfie. It's it's more acceptable for a girl, even in my own head.
No,
kinda,
I think
right?
so.
Like it's like if I saw the guy, I'd be more like, fucking douche.
I think so. It's like that's like the weird societal thing where like girls will support each other in that, but guy friends aren't going to be like, yeah, dude, you're looking so fucking ripped. Like that's just not something that happens, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it. Like girls Except when you don't like the girl, then you'll be like, look at that fucking whore posting a thirst trap so she can steal my boyfriend or whatever. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, girl, you take that selfie.
It's also, I feel like girls, it's more, or guys, it's like less attractive to be that into your like looks.
Right.
To like think about it as much. Like it's almost more expected for girls. Is it?
I think it is. And then it's almost like this thing where like men, I know people say like girls are just as horny as men. And even if they are, it's in a different way.
Yeah.
But like if a girl posts something, I feel like it's generally like you're doing a favor to the men. They want to see that, right?
Right.
But girls, it's like if you post something like that's not necessarily what we're looking for.
Yeah.
It's like it just doesn't do the same for us to like see just your body. It's like we want to see you like be successful. Like what is your podcast doing, bro? Or like, are you funny?
Yeah, how many views, subscriber count. So I gotta stop posting my podcast until or maybe I gotta get fake followers or something.
Yeah. Or maybe you gotta start doing this podcast completely shirtless to attract more of a horny audience.
Yeah, but I feel like
that guy had the thickest thighs I've ever seen in my life.
Did he really?
Yeah, he is killing it. Straight thigh power.
But you don't want him posting that on Instagram. Like if he was too into his thighs.
Yeah, because then you're like,
you almost always want people to like not be as aware of like whatever they're good at or whatever good qualities that like. It's always cooler when it's like more subtle.
oh my god, yes. And isn't that the whole selfie thing? It's like if you were really like secure about yourself, would you need to post that and like get attention? I don't know, it's all so weird. I'm talking in the microphone even though it's I'm just used to it.
Alright, I'm ready for my primal scream.
Do it! Hell yeah! That was so good!
Was it really?
Yeah! I
feel
felt
like
that.
I could have even went louder. I feel like I held back a little bit.
I'm gonna try it. Damn.
That was pretty good.
We're okay! All is well. That got shrill.
How'd that feel?
It felt good. It felt
Really?
really good. I did feel a moment of like being out of my body.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, this is a really... I almost got embarrassed. And then I was like, it's okay. Just keep going.
Oh, yeah, I was embarrassed. I think it helped to have my eyes closed.
Yes.
Because, man, fuck this fucking thing. I'm just like testing all my batteries to see if there's any ones that like
Have juice.
yeah, but I think it's fucking over.
That's
I
okay.
really fucked this podcast up. and I'm sorry for that.
That's okay. I've been having a fantastic time.
Me too.
I'll come back if you want to do another one.
Yeah.
I would love it. I need to get a fucking canoe and just sit.
And steal my idea and have your own.
Yeah. Except I do the naked. I do the shirtless canoe.
Yeah.
Only bring on hot ass girls. It's just boring. Oh god.